Hi friends of Watching Time and welcome to today's video. Today I want to speak with you about something very peculiar and a brand and an idea behind a brand that is quite unusual in the modern watch panorama. Today we're going to speak about ErreDiBi, an Italian brand, and in particular this product, but we say project is the best definition, the Bolt. So first, two words about ErreDiBi. ErreDiBi defines itself as a sartoria meccanica. What does it mean? So, sartoria means tailor, and meccanica is mechanical. This is because ErreDiBi works with very limited edition of just one piece. They will do a watch according to their three different main variants, let's say, because in fact there are like 5 different variants of watches. But they will do a total customization of every aspect of the watch. So you will be able to decide the material of the case, this bezel, the dial, the sapphire on top. Then you will be able to decide the color, obviously, and any other aspect of the customization, comprehensive of the back, and the color of the strap, etc., etc. So the watch will be really tailor-made for you, and you will be responsible of deciding everything about it. So ErreDiBi started from an idea that wanted to marry the Northern Italy productivity with the watchmaking industry. So they decided to use, at a base shape, the bolt. The bolt can be either, as in this case, alone, or you can add different type of lugs to have a different size of the bolt, different type of lugs, putting together this idea of industrial production and factories with the watchmaking industry that is quite a contra because it's fine mechanical aspects with the big bold bolts. For my piece, I decided to go with the lugless design of the bolt and to use the Damascus. So it's a titanium Damascus case with a titanium dial, a titanium bezel, and a titanium inner ring. This model has a NATO strap, that in this case is a leather NATO strap, with also a titanium buckle. You're surely thinking, but titanium is usually sort of gray. How is it possible that yours is color? This is because this titanium was burned, so it was colored through exposure to a flame, and the temperature of the flame is what determines the color that you will reach in titanium. Obviously, it is make even more extreme in the Damascus. So, as you can see, has 2 or even possibly more different colors. Then a similar treatment was applied to all the other elements, and so you could see the different color of the different elements of this watch. We then have a stainless steel screw-down crown with one of the symbol of ErreDiBi, so this monkey branch. This watch is automatic. Inside of this there is an ETA 2671. That is the automatic ETA for women's watches. So it's very small because for this type of case, as you can see, the space for a movement is very little. You can see, as I was saying, we have a leather NATO strap that is attached to the case with these other 4 bolts and with this little stainless steel metal plug with the other symbol of ErreDiBi. These are how the lugs of watches look like in the other models. But let's take a final look to the watch. So we're speaking about a diameter of 41 millimeters and a lugless design, so it's 41 millimeters of lug to lug. The thickness is quite thick because we are speaking about 12.6 millimeters, something like that. And we have a sapphire crystal on top that is just domed, so it's not double dome, and so you can see there obviously it has quite a lot of reflexes, and that you can see, but there is also quite a lot of distortion because it works like a lens. On this type of sapphire, I've put all superluminova indexes for the hours marker. And then we have a classic 3 ends design, and obviously the ends also have superluminova. Maybe some of you have noticed is that there are some small imperfection in the watch. There is an imperfection in the bezel here, and there is an imperfection in the dial, like around the 10 marker. So why this watch has imperfection? This is because this watch, as you have heard already, is artisanally made. And the process you do artisanally, so the real process that you do to burn, to have the color on titanium, will show the imperfection, the lamination of titanium. There is a natural thing in the metal. The only way to avoid this is to do other treatment on the titanium, like the blasting of the material. But obviously through blasting, then you will have a different surface of the material, and so you will have you won't be able to have such brilliant colors when you then treat it through burning. So as you can see, when you're using the real thing, so you're using raw titanium and you're using Damascus titanium, then you can't have the precise pattern that maybe you see in other watches that you buy as Damascus, but in fact are just titanium with a pattern applied on it through various methods. But like when you deal with even this with real Damascus, then you have to accept that in some part the finishing is not going to look as regular and precise as it looks like on this side. But again, this make you understand how real artisan work is and how real artisanal done watch will look like. If you like the colors, well, I've decided them. If you don't like, still, it's not you cannot blame ErreDiBi, because ErreDiBi did everything according to my desire. And as you may guess, my favorite colors are this blue and especially purple, and so I wanted a watch that looked purple, and ErreDiBi was able to make it for me, and that's what made me happy. So here you have the lume. As you can see, the lume is very well applied and present. Obviously we're not speaking about a diver, but we have quite a nice aspect of the watch in the night. So here we have the watch on my wrist. My wrist is very small. It's like 16 centimeter, like 6 inches, something like that. So I have a very small wrist, and the watch surely is quite thick. All the watches of ErreDiBi is quite thick, but the Bolt model is especially thick because of the NATO that goes under the case, and so add some limiters to it. The models with lugs will look a little more flat on your wrist, because then the lugs will sort of hug your wrist. But you may also notice how the light plays very nicely with the color of the titanium. Obviously, these are studio lights, so all the reflections are quite flat, let's say. They are quite similar, but you can imagine them with outside light, the watch keep changing color and will keep changing color in different weather and in different light. So I just wanted to show you the packaging. We have this very nice wooden box with ErreDiBi, Sartoria Meccanica, so mechanical tailoring. This is their most prominent model, the M24. As you can see, there is always the bolt, but with the two lugs, the lugs that you could have seen also behind my watch. And inside, instead of the classic warranty card, there is this metal, very thick card with, again, ErreDiBi. It is sort of the picture of your watch. And Italia, that's where the watch is done, and 21 days when it was done. So this is my guarantee. So what I think about ErreDiBi and why you should look at this brand, and what to expect. So, as I said, this watch is tailor-made. It was done according to my choice, and I was participating to the whole production process. The artisan working for this watch are applying their trade and their skills to the creation of timepieces, but obviously their main trade is not watches. This translates in a very unique piece, but obviously as a drawback that you may notice some of the usual issues that you may see in products that are done by artisans. Things are not perfect, obviously, and there are these little imperfection in the material that, as I said, are natural in this type of material, but maybe when we buy watches, we are not used to think this as a possibility. We just want to see very precise patterns on our Damascus, and we would not consider that if Damascus is done properly, it will not look as clean as some watch brands want us to think they look. In this watch, so we have a screw-down crown. The crown has a similar shape of the bolt, but for me, the fact that it is polished at the side make it a little difficult to operate. Then another thing is that the watch shoulder is a little thick. ErreDiBi is thinking for the future to have also quartz model. Obviously, with a quartz movement inside, you will be able to have a thinner case. Also, the way the strap is attached. As you can see, it is a classic thing you see in many lugless design. You have this little curvature here and here. Doesn't look great. Then on the wrist you see less, but as you can see, again, something that is not ideal, but you have to deal with it because of the nature of the piece. Similarly, the strap is great. The quality is great. It's done by an Italian artisan that's called Spider Strap. I like the idea it's a leather NATO, but maybe I would have liked the strap to be a little thinner. It maintained the same size all around. Maybe I would have liked a solution like in some pilot watches to have the strap to start at a certain size and then become smaller to continue. ErreDiBi has this industrial background, so they will be able to do watches in really every material you can think about, or a lot of material that I never heard of. Because we in the watch world, we know there is stainless steel, the 316L, the 904L. Yes, well, there is many more stainless steel types if you want. There is bronze, but not just one type of bronze. There is copper, not just one type of it. There are all the type of different materials, not just metals, that can be used. They did with composite materials, transparent materials. They do watches with really everything. So the first time I approached ErreDiBi, I was quite a little overwhelmed by all the realm of opportunities that were given to me. And so I decided to just pick a color that I liked and think the best way to have this color expressed in a watch, taking advantage of the offers that ErreDiBi has. So regarding prices, given the fact the watch is done for you according to your request, the prices may vary a lot. In any case, they are not high. I would say we are in the medium range for watches. All their pieces should stay in between 1,500 euro and 4,000 euros, something like that. In dollars, I would say between $2,000 and $5,000. But definitely, given the type of pieces we're speaking of, I would tell you to check either ErreDiBi website or Instagram and make contact with them and see what would be the price, how your idea could come to reality. So thank you again for your attention. I hope you enjoy discovering this artisan, this Italian group of artisans working in watchmaking. Thank you again for your attention, and see you next time. Ciao, bye.